Fuck you.
And now, a public access historical moment. The Spat, designed in 1987, is an exact replica of a Pakistani immigrant, Ranji Lagwanesh, the first person to get cable in Queens in 1987.
And now it's time for Rostapiece Theater with your host, Rostaman. This week, Gilligan's Island, episode 74, scene 5.
Yes, okay. This is truly one of my favorite episodes. When we last left Gilligan, he was peddling a coconut and bamboo bicycle in order to make the battery for the radio in Mr. and Mrs. Howell's hut. Mr. and Mrs. Howell are the rich assholes who treat everybody like shit because they got all their money. Only it don't do them no good. Anyway, they hear on the radio that the Harlem Globetrotters are lost at sea. And just then, who walks in? The Harlem Globetrotters. And they still wearing their uniform and whistling. I told you, this was my favorite show. So, Gilligan runs all over the island, screaming until the skippers just start licking him up on the head, saying, "Shut up, little buddy, shut up." Meanwhile, Mr. and Mrs. Howell never been that close to so many black men in their whole blasted life. So Miss Howell, she fainting, and Mr. Howell making sure nobody steal nothing. And Ginger, she thinking, maybe if I can fuck the Globetrotters, they take me back with them. You know, if you ask me, Ginger's a hoe. I'd much rather pop Marianne's coochie anytime. Anyway, the professor make a basketball court out of coconuts and bamboo, and they play all day, and the castaways are exhausted, and Gilligan oversleeps and forgets to wake everyone, and the Globetrotters, they leave, and Ginger, she fuck everyone on the whole fucking team for nothing, because they still on the damn island. Oh, then the music starts and the castaways wave bye-bye. Just like in real life now. Remember, man, the classics, them never die.
Rostapiece Theater was brought to you by Everready Batteries.
Everready. Like the classics, them never die.
Darby's got way too much hair. Darby's got cars and Darby's got clothes and Darby's got hair under her nose. Under her arm she's doing fine. Now you can wax her bikini line. Darby is having a heart attack 'cause she's got hair growing down her back. Do her legs and do her thighs so she's more attractive to the other guys. Use the needle, sterilize the tip, and no more hair on Darby's lip. It all grows back. Hey, look at this. Now you're doing electrolysis.
Electrolysis Darby. Clean needles sold separately.
Ah, smooth as a baby's bottom. Oh, I believe this is yours.
And now, fairy tales from the dark side.
Once upon a time, in a magical kingdom, there lived a beautiful but lonely princess. One day my prince will come, she sighed. But each morning was the same. Until one day, in the middle of the garden, on a lily pad, sat an enormous frog. "Princess," explained the frog, "an evil curse has been placed upon me, and with but a small kiss, I shall be transformed into the prince of your dreams." "Very well," she said excitedly, and she kissed the frog gently. "Try again," said the frog. "Sometimes a little tongue helps." "Very well," said the princess. "You know it works for me sometimes," said the frog. "Perhaps my webbed foot on your breast." "Very well," said the princess. But alas, the frog was still a frog. "Perhaps this is a stronger spell than I had thought," said the frog. "You know what just might work? Making love." They began to make love furiously. "Let's try doggy style," said the frog. "As you wish," said the princess. The frog shouted, "Me on top, you on top, me on top again, you by yourself and me watching." The frog was shouting instructions like a drill sergeant. The princess was exhausted. this is a strong spell indeed, she said. Should you not have already been transformed into a prince? Yeah, about that prince thing. I kinda exaggerated a little bit, Princess. Although, in the right light, I have been told I kinda look like John Malkovich. Yeah, kinda, I guess, said the princess. So, will you marry me anyway, said the frog. Oh, sure. What the fuck, said the princess. And the princess and the frog lived happily ever after. Join us next time when we'll hear the tale of the giant who steps on things and kills them.
My cameraman tells me that he needs to reproduce. The urge to perpetuate the species is irrepressible. Will he conduct the mating ritual with this woman, who has the speed and agility of a jaguar? Or perhaps will he conduct the ritual with this woman, who has the grace of a gazelle? Or will my cameraman conduct the mating ritual with the ever-popular rock with a hole in it? Find out on the next National Pornographic Explorer.
Totally hidden urinal will not be seen tonight in order to bring you this thing.
From Brooklyn Heights down to Times Square, she doesn't mind if people stare, 'cause she's not wearing underwear. She's Cindy Sex Talk.
Hi, this is Cindy with Cindy Sex Talk. And our show explores the more unusual aspects of human sexuality. And today, you know, I feel so fortunate because we're here to discuss the sex lives of good-looking drifter guys. You know, those guys by the side of the road and they have a knapsack and they're really cute and really dangerous looking. Welcome, good-looking drifter guy.
Thank you, Cindy.
Tell us what a typical, I guess, date would be like for a good-looking drifter guy like yourself.
Generally, I get into town about 2 or 3 a.m. I go to the local bar, scrape up enough for a drink, and then I pick up a woman who's either very, very drunk or on prescription medication. Sometimes both.
Oh. And, do you usually take her...
Her wristwatch? Never.
No, that's not what I was gonna say. Do you usually take her phone number?
No, I can't take her phone number because, generally we don't know each other's names. So if I were to phone her, I wouldn't know what to call her.
Oh.
And besides, I gotta get up the next morning and begin the drifting process to the next town.
Would you say, and if it's, you know, really just too personal, you just don't have to answer, would you say the women in these relationships generally reach orgasm?
Well, you know, when you combine large amounts of alcohol and strong antidepressants, you're usually dealing with a lady who's rather on the limp side.
Oh, I know.
So I consider myself lucky to have a woman whose eyes aren't dilated.
Oh, this is so romantic, you know, in a thick, perverted kind of way. Let's take some calls. Hello?
Yeah, Cindy. I like it better when you discuss the sex lives of human oddities.
Well, we've already had that show several times. Next call, please.
Yeah, Cindy. Leno's got a really good guest on. Are you gonna take your top off soon or what?
Well, you know, I just don't know. But if I do, all I have to say is, let the talk show wars begin. I just have one more question. What would you say is the single most important thing that you bring to a relationship, considering, as you say, it only lasts 4 or 5 hours?
A really cool leather jacket.
Well, we're out of time. This is Cindy with Cindy Sex Talk. And please remember to tune in next time when we'll